Managers, here I am again. I just want to talk to you real quick. Young managers, mid-level managers, old managers, folks who've been doing it for a while, everybody, even employees. I want to share something with you. This is valuable information. I want to talk about 7 understated values that no worker can be without. There are some values, some principles for living, if you will, that no worker should be without, but these are understated things, things that people don't often talk about in every boardroom or training or meeting or what have you. Again, this is me, RueD. I'm talking to you. I'm giving it to you straight. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat too much. I might give you a little humor here and there, but I just want to give you some stuff that you can really benefit from. Number 1, punctuality. Listen, there's nothing like it. Some people, they don't really care. They're more flexible with punctuality. Yeah, if we say 3 o'clock, 3:05 is okay. It's no big deal. But if you're on time to the person who's flexible with time, they don't tend to mind. But for those people who are not as flexible with time, 5 minutes is late, very late. And those people are insulted and disgusted. And they're going to talk about you behind your back, if not to your face. You're not going to get certain contracts. You're not going to get certain business deals. You're not going to develop certain relationships with certain people if you have a problem with punctuality. It is one of the most understated values for workers of all types, all stripes, white collar, blue collar, education, any industry. Punctuality. Which leads to the second thing, which is patience. Not everybody's going to be punctual, and you don't want to miss out on any benefits by being too much of a stickler with patience or with petty things that shouldn't matter much, but they might to you because they just don't feel right to you. Well, be patient. Make patience your counselor. Don't do anything without some degree of patience. That doesn't mean that you get walked over or run over or that kind of thing. But make sure you take it easy. Don't be quick to react. Be patient. Third, sense of urgency. I know it sounds like I'm going up and down and up and down. Well, I kind of am, because that's kind of how life is. You need a sense of urgency, and it is an understated value that everybody should have. I had a manager one time who I used to get performance appraisals, and if they were like grade levels A, B, C, D, F, I was constantly getting B's. Every once in a while I would get a C. And I was constantly getting B's, and I would say, well, what can I do to get over the edge and get an A? And she explained something that I had no idea meant anything to her. She explained to me that whenever I was given a directive, I kind of took it easy. I was cool about it. And I didn't express a sense of urgency. I had no idea that me expressing a sense of urgency was going to, or not expressing a sense of urgency, was going to show up somehow on my performance appraisal. I had no idea. But there are a lot of people who seem to take your sense of urgency really seriously, because to them it's a tell. To them it's an indicator as to how seriously you take them. So you need a sense of urgency, which leads me to the next thing, which is a sense of humor. Everybody thinks they're funny. Most people are not, but they all deserve your sense of humor. Now, having a sense of humor doesn't mean that you're always on joke time, doesn't mean that you're always making jokes. Having a sense of humor means that you know how to laugh at somebody else's joke. And when it is a joke, when it's somebody else joking about whatever they happen to be joking about, Not to get offended all the time about everything. Now, I know that's not popular these days, but the truth of it is, we need a sense of humor. There has been a correlation between centenarians, people who live to be 100 plus, and a sense of humor. Now, you might say, I don't want to live that long, so I get to be mean and curmudgeonly. Well, I got news for you. You're going to have a miserable life for less than 100 years. Or you can choose to have and use your sense of humor, because everyone has one. And you can live a more comfortable life until you're a centenarian, if you become one. Which leads me to the other thing, temperament, being cool. Again, I know I sound like I'm up and down, but again, that's kind of the workplace. That's kind of what life is. It is one of the most understated values, your temperament, being able to keep cool under pressure. You got to be able to keep cool under pressure, which leads to the next thing. Resourcefulness. Most workers depend on their employers for resources. This is not necessarily by itself a bad thing, but you don't want to be perceived as not creative, and you don't want to be perceived as dependent or reliant when you could express your own creativity and your own resourcefulness, and thereby get pats on the back, promotions, develop relationships, networking opportunities, speaking engagements, and so on. Just by your temperament, being cool and being resourceful. Finally, and this may be the most understated value there is, and this is true in every relationship, in the employment relationship, in the parent-child relationship, in the actor-actress relationship, in whatever relationship there is listening. Oh, if you're a student and you're in a teacher-student relationship, both of you should be listening, especially you students. If you're in a pastor-congregant relationship, both of you should be listening, especially if you're a pastor. I know many of you thought I was going to say, especially if you're the congregant, but oh, that pastor's got to listen. You have to know what the needs of the people are, right? No matter what you do, no matter what your talent, no matter what your gift, no matter what area you're operating in, you have to listen. And all that active listening stuff, yeah, whatever. Just make sure that you're actually getting it. Now, those are the 7 understated values. But listen, this stuff doesn't cost you anything. All I ask from you is that you like, share, subscribe, and get something out of it. All right? And watch the next video. I'll talk to y'all later.